Who am I talking about? There's a time in everybody's lives where they look back and go, all right, you can pinpoint where you messed up and you effed up. Yeah, and I've had particular time frames like that in my life. And so, who do you think I'm talking about? I'm speaking about one of the vilest people on YouTube, and I believe this person does frequent Speaker's Corner. He's in. He does a lot of videos on Speaker's Corner under this particular alias, uh, Steve and Sarah Garvey Burrow. This is Sarah, one of the guys that has been persecuted at Speaker's Corner. And this guy is his fake troll account. So this is not the real Sarah. This is just a fake account. And this is the guy that made the video. Who is the porn suspect user? Good meet Singh investigation. Remember that amazing investigation where this guy here. Remember this guy here? Remember what the F is this? Remember that? Remember that little picture of a so-called little girl? That little girl happened to be me. remember it happened to be me. Somehow I went back in the past, took a picture of myself, come back in the future, and started abusing myself through my own picture. How that happens, I don't know. But this particular individual, on that video, I did report it because I think it's slanderous. Obviously, YouTube doesn't really do anything. They're very inconsistent. I think there's monkeys in there just kind of tapping the keyboard about who decides what. There's no real logic behind what they do. But the thing is, this guy has gone way, way, way past the line. I always say somebody hits the line and then they kind of either they go over it or they stay on the line. I can still resolve stuff. And so last year, a couple of months ago, he put my home address up and he plastered it all over the internet, all over the YouTube comments with my home address. Remember, my home address, I won't say how it got online, but it is online, and he started plastering online. I live by myself with my mum, my elderly mum. She's in her mid-70s. She's not well. And so if anything happens to her, I'll blame this particular dude. I did report it to the police, and they told me categorically that if anything happens to me outside my house, and it can be linked to that particular comment, so if someone comes and attacks me, and somehow they can find out that the reason he got my address is because of that particular comment, this particular guy, Stephen Sarah Garvey Burrow, can be prosecuted because he's disclosed my information, which has led to my attack. Now he's gone one step even further than this now, so I didn't realise that someone in the gutter could get any worse. So he's now swimming around in excrement now, and really showing his true nature. Remember, the black hat guy. This is his hero. This is his hero, his greatest investigator known to mankind. And so that just shows you Black Hat Guy's kind of level of intellect. Now, I'm going to show something that is really, really messed up now. Now, what happened was that obviously I did this particular video, which was exposing that. And guess who comments on that particular video? And the comment here has been taken down now. Because it was up there for a couple of hours, but I've taken it down and reported it. So he goes, remember Stephen Sarah Garvey Burrow says, the suspect has been known to has been known to frequent late in Gurdwara, and the Sikh ladies have their meetings on Thursday and Fridays. Remember that? The Sikh ladies have their meetings on Thursdays and Fridays. This is the final judgment on whether Sikhism allows pornography. Yeah. Now, remember that Thursdays and Fridays, and what he then does, yeah, and I'm gonna have to show it. I don't want to, but I need to prove that this is true. He then adds in the temple's details, the name of the person who's in charge, who's a woman, the education secretary, and the email, the telephone number. And basically what he is implying to people is to email in and ask an inappropriate and sexually charged question about pornography to a woman's night. Remember, meetings on Fridays night. And it's been asked to... She could have chosen anyone, but he's gone for the education secretary because it's a woman. And he wants her to address this question and obviously to send the video as well. Because how else could they think he'd want them to kind of like humiliate me and send the video to that particular place to kind of discredit me. And so I'm going to say something that, this is I've already contacted the temple. and I've told him if any emails come from this particular comment, that to get in contact with me, I'm going to be going to the police and I'm going to be reporting this. And I'm telling you something now, if even one single email goes to that temple that refers to pornography or refers to anything of a sexual nature, or shows my video that you said that I'm jerking off in public, that I live in a dungeon, that I use my artwork as a way to hide my sexual activities, which is all slanderous, and I have indecent images all over my thingy, and that I'm a paedophile because I've got a picture of myself when I'm a 12-year-old boy. All of this, if it goes to there, you will be prosecuted. Remember, you're not dealing with an individual anymore. You're dealing with a registered charity, which is a temple, a Gurdwara. Yeah, I will ask people that support him, because there's a lot of people at Speaker's Corner that support this guy. Would they support him, support anyone? Say if I, for argument's sake, was to write this down in a comment and write down on a particular night that our women's have a night at the mosque. I don't know if that happens because women don't really go to the mosque, but if they did have like a Friday night to talk about women's issues, and I plastered the woman that was running that, her name, her email address, the telephone numbers, all on there, and said, can you ask this particular question about pornography? Yeah. Does Islam allow pornography? And then also to refer to somebody as an individual, like a video that was done about me, with all this inappropriate language. Now, you have to understand, this has gone way beyond what I call the silliness on the internet, because you're involving a whole faith and a whole community now. You have an issue with me, fair enough. But when you start going beyond that and you start targeting innocent individuals, yeah, like this lady at the temple and people, imagine her having to open up an email with the video of me, where you're making all these lewd and slanderous accusations, and then having the question, are Sikhs allowed to look at pornography? What do you think that will come across to as somebody at a temple? Do you think they can prosecute you? Or prosecute the person that sent it? Because remember, you're the one that has put the question up, and you are the one that has put the address up. I would like anybody on the comments who have any legal training or illegal knowledge about stuff like this, like slander and harassment and stuff like to religious bodies, to give me an contact, or leave my email at the bottom, and to contact me as to what I can do further than what the police can do, because the police are sometimes limited, and I want to know what I can do. Because I really want to go for this particular guy, and hopefully one day we'll meet. Yeah, we will meet. I'm pretty sure of it one day. And the thing is, I'm going to show you like why the video again is so vile, because if someone sends this video to that particular temple, you know, the shit's going to hit the fan. Remember, this is that particular video. And then you have, let's have a look. So it starts off, obviously, with suspects' main two PCs. Let's have a look, sorry. Suspects' main two PCs having loads of indecent videos and stuff. Yeah? No proof. Just an accusation. Then it says here 200 porn videos, blah blah blah, kind of sick. Another accusation. This is probably the most ridiculous one, obviously, which is what the F is this? And then it's a picture here at the top of a young, supposedly innocent girl who actually happens to be me. I'm a bit scared for myself now that these perverts are after me, man. Didn't know, like, you know, they would be interested in me. You know, I'm a bit of a weird looking kid. Frothing at the mouth with pornographic material, another thing to pornography. So if this particular video goes to the temple, the shit's going to hit the fan. I'm telling you that straight now. This is another thing he says. Suspect is 43 years old, has no wife, no partner, blah, blah, blah. Pornography, he's addicted to pornography. And he jerks off in public. Another lewd conduct. And the comment that if he goes to a religious organisation will cause a lot of offence. Here's another one. Suspect's dungeon with multiple PCs. This is not a PC, moron. It's actually a TV. This is a PC. So you can see here. And this is not a dungeon. Game of Thrones, actually. Love the Game of Thrones. But this is not a dungeon. It's just my studio. It might be a dungeon. I don't know. Maybe it is a dungeon. I don't know what people
when I was 17.
So, it keeps on going on and on.
Although it gave me a release.
And then you have this particular comment. which obviously is very, very, very slanderous. Suspect's numerous unsolved sketches which act as his cover for his sexual activities. So he's slandering my career, and that I'm using my career as a way to do sexual activities. Whether that, I don't know what that means, whether it's abusing people or stuff like that. So that's another slanderous thing, another thing that if a religious body was to read would be offended. You then have again. So all the people that support this guy, that my place is a dungeon, Hannibal Lecter like, and then obviously you have him saying again at 4:33 that maybe go speaker's corner and be a jerk off in public and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of slanderous accusations, lewd and insexual in nature. So sending that to a particular body like this, where he says, let me read it again so people do not kind of like forget what has been said. This has been written, it's been taken down, but it was up for a couple of hours. Suspect me has been known to frequently in Gurdwara, and the Sikh ladies have their meetings on Thursday and Fridays. So he's definitely targeting the women. So once again, he's targeting the females of the Sikhs. Theirs is the final judgment on whether Sikhism allows pornography. Now, one thing about Stephen Saragari, reason why his channel has been up for such a long time, is very astute in terms of not directly saying something, and so it can't really 100% be kind of like him saying he's saying that, which is why his channel hasn't been flagged yet. Even the video about me, he's calling me a suspect. He doesn't outright say my name, even though it's obviously me. I know, but this is where I think he's totally effed up, because when he's now put these particular details down, now, Mr. Stephen Saragari, you think you're clever, but once you have put these details down, yeah, to contact, you are pretty much, although in your question it doesn't say telling anyone to contact, by leaving contact details below, like an email address, a telephone number, and a name of a person, you're implying very strongly for people to contact that person. So you have now screwed up. This is a time when, when you see this video, this little thing, yeah, so read it and keep a look at it. That's me. Yes, I can be a black guy talking to you. Yeah, because you think you're clever, but you're not. You're stupid, you're thick, you're a retard, you're an inbred moron. I'm pretty sure you're inbred, there's no doubt about it. And so, remember that. Just remember, the day that you effed up is when you put details asking Sikh ladies have their meetings on Thursday and Friday night. You haven't outright said it. There is a final judgment whether Sikhism allows pornography, so you're asking a question, and then you put details down of a Sikh temple and a Sikh lady's name, and you are inferring to people for them to contact that place, not directly but indirectly, and you will be legally accountable if anyone puts an email through to that place. I will track you down, and I'll make sure that you will regret the day that you ever gone onto YouTube, yeah, because you've gone way too far now. So let's just hope for your sake no one attacks me outside my house, and let's hope that nobody emails that place. Now, I do want to say to the people, especially if there's any Sikhs in there, I want you to really take this seriously. Any of my supporters, if you don't like me, screw yourself. I don't care about you guys. But you need to kind of like what I say, go to this particular guy. Yeah, his name is Stephen Saragari Burrow, and his channel is this. I will put the link below. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Yeah, use your own common sense. Yeah, use your own common sense. This is a channel. Yeah, there are lots of options that you can go to. I'm not going to say what to do. That you can do what you can do. Yeah. Now remember, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not telling you to do anything, but there are options. There are options. I'm not telling you to do anything, but there are options. Yeah, there are options. Remember, there is a what I call there's a kind of a line that I've always had in my life, and if someone crosses that line, I either dead them off as a person, or that person is like my full-on enemy. and I am one of the most dogged people you're ever going to meet. I would classify myself as somebody that's like a Terminator, who just cannot be stopped. And even if it takes me 50 years, I will make sure I get my revenge. I know it sounds horrible, and that's one of my particular downfalls, but I can still remember stuff from 25 years ago that still pissed me off, and I still want to get back at that person, and I'm still waiting to get back at that person. And you're one of those people, man. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Once you went down this route, yeah, remember? Once you went down that route and saying has been known to frequent this temple that my mum goes to on Thursdays and Fridays, and make sure it's the ladies, not Sikh ladies, and ask them if it allows pornography, and then this is what you did. Yeah, that is what you did. Now, I'm going to also go on to somebody else who did this, yeah, because why not? While I'm here, let me do it, because there's another person that done that a week ago or so, a week ago, and he still doesn't understand why I'm so annoyed, and that is my favourite ever person at Speaker's Corner, Mr. Black Hat Guy, or Mr. Sophistry. Here's a video with two Mr. Sophistries. What they're talking about, God knows. It must just be verbal diarrhea. Remember, sophistry is when somebody speaks eloquently and uses long, elaborate words, but in reality, what they're saying is just pure garbage. There's no base to it. It's just basically an argument based on nothing. And so people think you're talking sense when you're not. And look what hat he's gotten again. Black, but this time he's wearing a white hat. I wonder if you're going to bring your girlfriend along, just so you can kind of have double impact. You know, walking around with your girlfriend with your black hat on. Oh, I got a white girlfriend. Look at this, guys. Look at my hat. You know, we know you can't stand white people. And now the thing is, what people are going to ask, why am I so cruel to this guy? Why have I gone complete beast mode on him? Because remember, I have gone beast mode on him, and I'm not going to stop. You know, I'm pretty unrelenting like that. So I will keep on doing it, because I find he doesn't seem to learn. Because he's written another comment, because this is why I'm still going for him. He goes, Raj, Black Hat Guy, yeah, Raj, one last time, make peace now. No. Before I discredit you. How are you going to discredit me with this video that has shows me as is this the video you're going to discredit me with? Is this the video that says what the F, and then it shows at the top, and then this video here of me abusing myself? Is that the video that you're going to use? Really? Remember what you said the other day? Remember what you said? Remember what you said? Remember what you said? Remember, this is my favourite everything. No bloody way! Wow, dude. This is a Black Cat Guy. Your level of investigating, I take my hat off to you, sir. Sir, this guy's a gutter-dwelling prick. Grade A+++. Yeah, nasty individual. And you're calling him sir, and he's like the greatest ever guy, and you sub to him. You actually think Ali Dawa is also some kind of genius as well, which just shows your level of what I call your level of like intellect, because you think these people are great people. They're terrible individuals. Now, this is one of the things he says. He goes, Raj, one last time, make peace now before I discredit you with this stupid video that he was talking about. This is not what I am about. Yes, it is. And I don't want to ever make anyone feel that we will never speak. We should never speak, unlike you have done. But you have made various statements and remarks that I have not retaliated to. Retaliate then. Let me hear whether you walk around with your white girlfriend with a black hat on, and whether you've got a chip on your shoulder about white supremacy, and whether the reason why you're wearing the hat, black porn site hat, is because you want to humiliate not only your girlfriend but also people around you that are white, and you snigger going, oh, I've got a black hat on, I've got a white girlfriend, F you to white supremacy. Discredit me on that. Tell me I'm wrong, and then we'll have a conversation on that one day. Probably not for another like 10 years. Make peace now. So he goes, make peace now, or I'll be sending Stephen's evidence of your hypocrisy and lying capabilities. Last warning. Remember that. Make peace now, or I'll be sending Stephen's evidence. This evidence, are you talking about this evidence? What the F is this? This evidence? And this, when I'm younger, or, you know, maybe the kind of like 50 folders that I got there, most of which are just art folders. I'm not going to say whether I have. It's for you to prove whether there's like maybe 2 or 3 folders with a few naked ladies in there. You prove it. I'm not going to say whether there is or not because there's no way of getting in there. So you discredit me. I can definitely prove to you that majority of them haven't. So whether they did or not is none of your business. I've never said I agree with pornography. I've said I think pornography is wrong. But even though people think something's wrong, they can still they will still probably consume it, which is obviously not right. But it's like, you know, the first step is to know it's wrong. You don't think it's wrong. You think walking around with a black hat on and promoting porn is just a fine thing and dandy thing to do. Now you're gonna, people are gonna probably think, why is Raj so harsh on this guy? Now remember I said there's a time like this that you know when you effed up, right? You know that now, right? Now this is your time, Mr. Black Tie Guy. This is your time, just so that you can mull over it and understand why I'm going full on beast mode on you 24/7. This is it.
Can I quickly point out, we have certain people who will come here to the park, right, and use their relatives as some kind of a reason for them having a vendetta. Bear in mind, the victims already have a hard time. No, wait. The victims, I'm talking about Raj. I'll say Raj. Now, the victims already have a hard time retelling their cases when they even go to report them. Yeah. For you to be coming to the park and telling everyone her story, do you not have any shame? Do you not have any... even go to report them. Yeah. For you to be coming to the park and telling everyone her story, do you not have any shame? Do you not have any... to the park and telling everyone her story, do you not have any shame? Do you not have any shame?
So yes, so that is your particular moment when you cross that line. Remember, I'm talking about a line, and then somebody crosses that line. That was your moment, just so that you can understand why I'm going to be so unrelenting in terms of exposing you. You're going to be quite shocked how obsessive I can be. It's probably one of my worst traits, and probably one of my most positive traits. It can be used for good and bad, but I am a very obsessive person, and I don't really care if it takes all my life up to achieve a goal. I'll do it, you know. So what? I'll sacrifice everything. So, you know, like I said, I want people to understand that this particular individual who wrote this, remember what he's written. Before you start feeling sorry for someone, this particular individual written all these details out about getting in contact with a ladies' night. Sikh ladies had their meetings on Thursdays and Fridays, and he wants you to send an email asking about pornography, and probably to even send that video. And so actually there's another guy here as well. Actually, this other guy here is a complete grade A prick as well. Muppets that show up at Speaker's Corner. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all the same people. I'm pretty sure I've met them at Speaker's Corner, but they deny it. There's a few suspects that I think they are. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's Black Hat guy. The guy has no shame, so, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he's done that. Remember, he's now wearing a white hat, turned backwards. Yeah, that's better, is it, really? Is that any better? So, like I said, I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but this is the channel, yeah, that had written that particular comment, and I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but yeah, that's the channel. And, you know, people decide whether they think certain individuals or certain thingies. Remember, the link will be below. My email is below, so if anyone has any legal knowledge about this, so I can, before I speak to the police properly, because I will be meeting with them, that you can tell me what my particular position should be. Because I do think this has crossed the line of between harassing an individual and now harassing a religious body, which is the temple, because you've put a temple's address up and you've asked them to ask an inappropriate question, and you don't know what's going to happen in terms of what people send into that particular place, because you've opened a Pandora's box with this freaking question about pornography. You know, anyone could send anything. And one other thing before I go, I will be talking about something over the next few days, but I didn't want to speak about it without any knowledge, or not enough knowledge, which is the attack on the Sikhs in Afghanistan. I think 17, 18 people were killed by ISIS freaking nicest, man. If I ever went to freaking let's say Syria or something, man, oh my god, man, I'd be like a one-man machine. Send me over there, man. And so this is what they've done. They killed Sikhs and Hindus in Afghanistan, even though there's only 1,000 of them. I think 17, 18. That's a massive loss to the community, Sikh and Hindus. And I'll be talking about the disgraceful behaviour of Afghanistan and areas like that, about how people from that area that are a minority are treated. And so I'll be doing that in the next few days. But obviously this has to be sorted out first, because this particular individual is doing stuff like this. Yeah. Now, whether you're Muslim or you're Sikh or whatever, Hindu, whatever, if you think this kind of behaviour is acceptable, then you know there's something seriously wrong with you. There is a line, and when you start involving religious bodies and women and stuff like that I have no connection to, then you've crossed that particular line. Anyway, I heard Speaker's Corner was really boring this week and the last 2 weeks, so when I come back, hopefully I'll put a bit more spice into it. I'm not saying it's because of me. I'm not saying that. Well, I am actually. Anyway, man, take care, and please, everybody, please support me on this particular video in terms of figuring out how to really expose this particular guy, because he's been going around for such a long time doing this without any repercussions. In fact, his channel's been up for such a long time with so many slanderous videos. I'm not sure how he gets away with it. I'm pretty sure he's, you know, doing fellatio to YouTube's head boss or something like that. He's probably some kind of little gimp in the office. That's how he gets away with it. But let's all pull together and let's show them that, you know, this YouTube about the fascist YouTube and stuff, that we as a people can bring people to justice who are abusing people online. So please, let's do it and show this particular individual what we're made of. Anyway, take care.